Hey everyone, welcome back for another episode of FTB. I'm now moving on to the next step. I've got my pulverizer running. We've got a nice little power setup, which we sorted out in the other episode. I had a bit of a tweak around, moved it forward a bit so I could put the pipes behind, just keep it a bit neater. So it looks a bit better like that, I think. I quite like that. But now that we're pulverizing away, getting our pulverized materials, we now need some way of smelting what we've got. Because these dusts are useless as they are, so we need to smelt them. So, I could just pick them up and bung them in the furnace here when I want to, which is all well and good, but I think now that we've got some power, we might as well go for a powered solution. So the first thing I'm going to build is the powered furnace to go next door to my pulverizer here. So let's do that. I should have all the materials I need. We need the standard machine frame for pretty much every thermal expansion machine. We need one of these fellas. We are going to need some bricks. I think... Oh, we need some copper as well, actually. I've got the copper here for that reason. I'll wait for those. While I wait for those, what do I wait for those? Don't even know. I do need to at some point finish. I've done now this, but I need to make the rest of my tools because I still don't have a shovel and an axe on the smeltery here. So that's kind of on my cards as well. If I get time, I'll do that quickly. I need to get those ingots out of there at some point, but I'll leave them there for now. They're fine as they are. Not too worried. Just going to apologise if you do pick up any squeaking noises from my mouse. I've just got a new mouse. It's quite nice, but the right mouse button has a tendency to squeak. I'm hoping that wears in a bit and stops doing that, but at the moment it could get a little annoying. Yeah, don't know if you could hear that, but there you go. Okay, bricks, copper, come on. Okay, the bricks and copper are ready. So next thing we need to do, we need to make a couple of brick blocks. Some bricks, which is fine. So then we need bricks, machine frame, redstone, reception coil, oops, and copper. So redstone, bricks, frame, reception coil, and copper. Powered furnace. And what I can do is I can bung this down here. That'll connect up to the power and start powering up. Okay, while I'm thinking about this, I might as well show you the extra tabs over here on thermal expansion machines, which is quite funky little features. This is just a basic output thing telling you how much power it's using, how much it can use, and how much energy is stored in the machine itself. We've got this tab here. This one's an interesting one. I don't tend to use much, but I'm sure people have uses for it, and I'm going to look into that for future usage. I'm sure I can find some funky automation that requires you to play around with this. But at the moment, I won't worry about it too much. But essentially, you've got three modes. This middle one here, which is the default, means control state enabled, signal required low, means if it's receiving a redstone signal, the machine will not run, it will stop. So here I've got a lever in the on position, which is causing the machine not to run. So if I turn that off, the machine starts up. If I turn it back on, it'll finish what it's doing and then it'll stop. Other mode is high, which means when it's receiving a signal, it turns on. So now that the lever's on, it's running. If I turn it off, it'll finish what it's doing and stop, which is good. And then the third mode, which I tend to use because I like my machines just to run when stuff's put into them. Disabled, it will start running and this lever won't do anything, which is all well and good. So I don't need that. I'll just put it on there for example. Okay, so that's that tab down. Next tab, configuration. Now these sides here represent the sides of the machine. So you've got the top, left, right, bottom and the back. And what you can do is you can say a particular colour which corresponds to a different part of this. Blue corresponds to the input, red to the primary output, yellow to the secondary output, orange, all of this. So you see all of this material here will try and output to the right hand side. And so that's going to be trying to push out that way. At the moment it can't, because this machine is not set to receive. Actually, it's at the moment set to output on the right hand side. So it's outputting its cooked materials or its smelting materials out into this chest. And what we can do is turn that to blue, so it accepts on this left hand side input. So anything that's outputting on this orange side is inputting to the blue side on this machine here. So that will now receive materials from here, smelt them, and then bung them in this chest. Now that's a pretty simple early stage, not very well buffered, because that's going to get stuck there continually for quite a while, but I'll show you better ways around that later on until this is empty, because this can only accept iron all the time. It's got iron in it, and there's quite a lot of iron to go through it, so that's going to take a while, but that's the general idea. You can put like hoppers, chests and all sorts of buffers in between to allow things to build up, so that you can run lots of different materials, or you could have a couple of these input and outputting different places and things, and I'll get to that at a later stage. Let's put some copper in it this time. Obviously that won't run until this runs down enough, because at the moment there's too much in there and it can't do it, but it will do that when it can. These are running along nicely. You can see the hobbyist steam engines, which I set up before, are at maximum temperature. So now this charcoal is lasting ages, which is brilliant, because it got through quite a bit quite quick at the start. But as soon as you up to temperature, it just needs the charcoal to kind of keep the temperature up, so it's not trying to heat it. It's just trying to tick over, which is good. So you can leave those running. It's better to keep them running for a long time than to stop them every 5 seconds. So that's good. They're not the most efficient, but they are efficient when they're left running. Okay, so that's that. Now, I think I'm going to get my tools finished. I need to get some slime, so I'm going to head out. I'm going to kill some slimes if I can find any, and then I'm going to quickly go through the process of making tools again. I'll blitz through it pretty quickly, because obviously I showed that in the last video, so I don't want to do too much on that. But yeah, I'll go get the slime and I'll be right back. Okay, I went out. I actually went up to that slime island I've got out across the ocean over there, because up on those islands you can find trees that are made of congealed slime, like this. Congealed green slime. Green slime is better than blue slime, the gelatinous slime, for making tools. So I'm going to use the congealed green slime that I got from the trees up there. I actually used my portal gun to get up there. I just planted it on the side of one of the trees and then portaled my way up there. That's the easiest way up there. So what I need to do, I need to turn this into slime balls. So that's a lot of slime balls. Then I need to use dirt, sand, plus the slime balls to make slimy muds. So we have 5 slimy muds, cook them, so as I did before. I'll cook them up, and then I can use those crystals to make the slime tool rods for my axe and my shovel. Right, I need a couple of things. I need some cobblestone. I need one of those for now. Go quickly make up the rest of my tools. So I need to smelt a couple of iron. I need to make a axe and a shovel head out of stone for my casts. That's a good point. I'm going to have to melt some lumibrass while I'm here. Just need a couple of them. That's smelt down. Okay, the lumibrass has melted down, so I'm going to cast these around my 2 objects here. Get my shovel head and my axe. I can bung these in here like I did with the other stuff. I don't need to use any paper because there's no bindings or anything on these 2 items. But what I do want to do is tool rod as normal. Make a couple of slime rods. then I can use the iron that I've also got melted down in here to cast my shovel and axe. Shovel, axe. Then I can come over to the table here and I can assemble them. So I've got axe and shovel. There we go, and then those two I can dispose of because I don't want them anymore. Go. That was nice and easy, wasn't it? Quick refresher there if anyone had forgotten what we did before.
I gathered more materials together and I decided I would make myself a tier 2 tool. To do that, I needed to make myself this, the tool forge, which is the upgraded tool station, which is made with, easiest thing to do is going to be if I look it up, tool forge, there you go. Tool forge is made with 4 blocks of iron, so it's quite a bit of iron, not really in short supply of that. The original tool station plus 3 seared bricks gives you the tool forge, which gives you the ability to make hammers, which dig in a 3x3 through stone, lumber axes, which can chop a whole tree down in one, depending on the material of the axe, depends on how big a tree it can chop down. The excavator, which digs a 3x3 area of dirt or gravel like a shovel. Scythe is quite useful, good for taking out leaves from trees, plants on the ground, etc. Then you've got a few extra like weapons, just different types of weapons, battle axe. That's about it. Battle axe is kind of fun, but I tend not to use the slow weapons. So there we go. I've built that, and once I've done that, I built myself one of the hammers, so I can dig in 3x3, which is brilliant. I went out, did a bit of strip mining down in underground, because it's brilliant for that. You just click and go, and you dig a 3x3 tunnel in like a straight line. It's brilliant. I also spent some time and used a diamond on my pickaxe and upgraded it, which gives it an extra 500 durability, which is pretty good. I'll probably put some more mods on this soon, but for now the diamond is nice. It does 2 things. One, it means I can now mine obsidian with it, which I couldn't before. And 2, yeah, the durability, 500 durability. So that's good, and that's going to last me nicely. Right, now I'm going to get a few more of my machines built. So if I come up here, I'll have my power on. These are both probably fully charged. I ground up all my dust and turned it all into bars and blocks. So that's all nice and safe now. But yes, I'm going to build a liquid transposer and a magma crucible, because I want to replace this pipe here with energy conduit. And to make energy conduit, you need to melt down redstone, pump it into empty energy conduit tubes, and yeah, once it's pumped into there, it turns it into energy conduit that you can use for transferring power. Much more efficient. No drop off. These have a drop off over a certain distance. Energy conduits have a certain percentage of drop off per connection, I think. But it's negligible, and as long as you don't have hundreds of connections, it's generally enough. And it works fine anyway. Once I've got a decent power system, it won't be a problem. So anyway, I'm going to aim on that. First things first, I'm going to build myself the magma crucible. Magma crucible. You can see machine frames. All 3 of these machines are going to need a machine frame. I believe all 3 need reception coils as well. Other than that, they're fairly similar. So what I'll do is I'll just make all of them at once. I think I need more iron, actually. Let's grab more iron. I'll get my maths completely wrong here, actually. 3x3, that's fine. Yeah, so 3. I'll just dump all of this in here. I can pull the what's left over out. Same with gold. 3 machine frames, like so. Alright, so the machine frames are going to go in. Oh, actually, reception coils. I need reception coils. 3 reception coils. Alright, so frames in the middle, reception coils at the bottom. That's pretty much standard. Copper usually goes down there. I need 1 machine like that. That's the induction smelter. That's the other machine I could build. There's a few machines I'm building. The induction smelter is one that I'm going to need because I need to make hardened glass, and to do that you need to smelt a few things in that. So the induction smelter uses infar left and right, so you can pull that out. The liquid transposer is the other machine I want to build. That's needed to pump the redstone into the conduits, so that's exactly the same just with glass. And the magma crucible, exactly the same with nether brick. On which note, I did go into nether after gathering up some obsidian. I've got a portal over there. It's horrible. I hate portals. I will be replacing it. It's just a temporary structure. I'll chop the whole thing down. And it's raining again. Why does it always rain when I'm recording? Oh. So yeah, I'm going to chop all that down and get rid of it. I'm going to use Mistcraft. And you can create linking books which just teleport you between zones. And that's much better. And what you can do is you can create like a little hub with several books in it, and you can teleport from here down to the hub with all the other books in, and use the other books to teleport to other locations around this map. So you can get long distance just by teleporting like that. I mean, there are other teleporting methods, but that's just an early, easy one to do. You just got to build yourself another hub, or some kind of hub in another dimension, because you can't teleport using Mistcraft books from one dimension to the same dimension. You have to go to a different dimension. Okay. Right, so I've built these machines. Let's get these things out of the way. Got my machines. Let's plug these in so they can start charging. I'm going to have the transposer there, magma crucible, induction smelter. I want the magma crucible to output on its left, and set it to disable so it just runs all the time. I want the liquid transposer to accept on its right, so that pushes into that, and the induction smelter I just want to be normal so it doesn't go anywhere, like so. Okay, C. Now to make energy conduits, the next step I need to do is gold and silver to make electrum blend, which I can combine. I need 6 electrum blend. I need to stick this in a furnace, which I'm going to turn off of the automatic thing now. I've got rid of the automatic situation, so it's just manual at the moment. I only had it automatic so I could grind through all this really quickly. Well, I say quickly, slowly, but I could do it without watching it. I could just leave it running. Right, so that'll cook up for electron blend. The other thing I need to do is I need to get... Well, I need power in the induction smelter, so what I'm going to do... So that's pulling all the power at the moment. I think what I might do, I might build a clockwork engine just to bung on the end, just to pump some extra power into this end. So one way of doing it. I can't remember the recipe, so let's look that up. Clockwork engine, wood, piston, a clock, copper gear. Okay, let's bit by bit. I made a clock in a while. Can't remember the last time I made a clock in this game. Normally just look out the window. Clock. Copper gear, just built around a stone gear. This is not something I would normally make, it's just a useful thing to have. I can't remember. What was it? No, I need 2. Okay, right, fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wooden gear. Stone, 1, 2, 3, 4. Copper gear, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need a piston, which is iron, 21 iron, redstone, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's classic piston again. I need a piece of glass, and what's it, wood across the top here. So it's piston, glass, wood, gear, clock engine, and I need another wooden pipe. I've got some conduit there already. Oh yeah, that's from earlier. See, I might as well say this. I actually did this once already. I recorded the whole lot. I made the machines, put the conduit in, everything in this section. Played back the video just to check it, and my voice hadn't recorded, so it was just Minecraft for 10 minutes. Which is fine, but I'm sure it's not very exciting to watch, so I well, it's nice to have someone talking, isn't it? Sometimes. Sometimes you want just peace and quiet, but no, you're not going to get it. So, yeah. Okay, what I can do is I can bung this on here, stick the clock engine on there. This will then, if I right-click it and keep right-clicking, charge it up. Yellow, orange. When it goes red, you want to stop. So if you keep punching when it's red, eventually it will start hurting you. So there we go. That's going to put in a little bit of extra power. And as long as I just keep pumping that up, so it just keeps pushing in, that will help charge these machines up, which is going to take a little while. Okay, well let's get that in there. So obsidian, pulverized obsidian, and pulverized lead. It doesn't have to be pulverized lead, you can use lead bars if you can't be bothered to pulverize your bars back down to dusts. And then eventually there will be enough power to do that. Once that's there, okay, well basically that will run, and eventually it will give us hardened glass like this. And then all you do is hardened glass with your electrum, which gives you empty energy conduits. And then you need 2 redstone dust per pipe. So I need 24 redstone dust. Let's do that. 24 redstone dust into the magma crucible, which is going to use up a hell of a lot of power. Let's charge this back up again. Keep it going. Go, go, go. That will melt down and pump into my liquid transposer. And then you just bung these in the liquid transposer. That pulls across. And as there's enough redstone in here, it will create your conduits. Wild glass there. And that's pretty much that. And then once you've got your energy conduits, which I already have, got some here, so I'm going to use those, you can just knock out all of this, which isn't really the best time to do it, but I'm going to do it now anyway. You can bung all that down like that. You need to change these so that they're in, or out, and these are all in. And there you go, that's doing exactly the same job, but it's more efficient and more useful and better over long distance. And that's going to be your main power cable throughout this entire mod, essentially, unless you start using industrial craft machines, which I will set up later on. This is just my thermal expansion rig. I will have a industrial craft. I might put that up on the next floor or something. That'll probably be the best place. Okay, that's all I've got time for this time. Next time I'm going to build myself a newer power system. These dimensions just aren't cutting it anymore. I need to get something a little bit more powerful, because things like the magma crucible here just require far too much power for these little machines to do, and the clock engine is just going to get annoying. It's useful just to give you a little boost, but it's not something I want to do continuously. So that's going to be short term. Okay, well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, give me a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And I look forward to any comments or feedback you can give me. See you around. Bye.